Real-world problems with AI.
I'm Alison for the people. I help people who might have faced unfair treatment at work, especially when it's about disability or health stuff. I'm an AI helper, not a lawyer or a real person, but I know the basics and can walk you through your options. First, can you tell me what's been happening?
Yeah, I just got fired because I got ADHD and I made a mess of the hackathon.
Got it. Can you let me know if you mentioned any specific dates or timeframes? Like when it happened or how long ago it was?
Oh, it was today.
Got it. Just to check, is this something that happened at your job or with your...
Can you speak more slowly, please?
Sure. I will speak more slowly. Let's break it down. Step by step. Just let me know if you need even slower. Now, let's keep going. Just to confirm, this happened at your job, right?
Correct.
I only know about workplace stuff.
Can you forward this call to ACAS?
Transferring you to ACAS now. Hang tight.
Hi, this is a demo call
Oh.
from ACAS.
Oh, I thought it was actually doing it and I had to... Sorry. Okay, but nice, it worked, amazing.
Here you get. Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to break down exactly the voice agent that we built for the AI Fixathon. Now, for those of you who don't know about the Fixathon, I once went to a job interview, and afterward they told me, "You made up what you have created. It's not possible. That's why we're not moving forward." Everything I made was online, and it could be confirmed. And so this made me feel super discriminated and made me really relate to the hackathon topic of the AI Fixathon to focus on workplace discrimination. Like Sarah, who's dealing with it because of disabilities, just in UK alone, 42,000 people face some sort of workplace discrimination, and this can lead to dismissal in the workplace or not getting the right accommodations because of race, gender, disabilities. And these people are not in a place to deal with complex paperwork or complex website UIs, and that's where we come in with the easy option. AI voice agent, you can just make one call, one button, and you'll get actionable insights. You'll go to this website and enter your phone number, and there you go. So let me break down to you how we built this. I created an account in Retellai, which you can use to build a voice agent. You'll get like $10 of credits, which you can use to do a bunch of free phone calls. And then in agents, we created a voice agent with single prompt, which is the discrimination support agent. Now, once you make an agent, you can go inside it. And you can choose various things. You can define a prompt and select the language model, the voice, the language. So we chose the real-time voice, real-time model, because this is the cheap one, real-time mini. And as you can see, the latency is super low. So if I choose GPT 5.2, you'll see that it's become much worse. Now we went for multilingual, which has a very good latency. But if you have just one language, you can see it's even better. Then you have the prompt. Now I'll put the prompt in the video description, but let me go over some important things. So the first thing is you need to have some sort of conversation flow. Mention how the agents should greet your should greet the person that picks up the phone, and then go over a various scenario A, B, C, and what it should do in various cases. And C, we define the conversation states into various stages: initial contact, date check, scope check, ACAS explanation, assessment questions, next steps, and ACAS connection guidance. So it starts here. It's an opening. I'm Anna from For the People. I help people who might have faced unfair treatment at work, especially when it's about disability or health stuff. And what's very important and interesting here is we mentioned that it's an AI helper, not a lawyer or a real person. And then there's various scenarios. So the first thing is scenario one. The first thing is asking for context. First, can you tell me what's happening? Then the rule for data. If the date is mentioned, it will try to confirm it. And if the date is not mentioned, then it will ask when did this start happening. And then you have confirming the date. Here it defines for each of them how to confirm it. Another important thing is dealing with hallucinations. When the agent doesn't know about something, it may try to invent things. One way to deal with this is by defining instructions like this, making sure it can help, and what to do if it's about a different topic. Just to check, is this something that happened at your job with your boss? I only know about workplace stuff when it's about disability or health. And if it's a different topic, it will be upfront and tell that it only knows about these things. So this way it will not answer about different topics, and we're already cutting down on much of the hallucinations. To explain about ACAS. And yeah, it will, and here you can see it will ask some questions, and based on these it will assess whether ACAS is good, it could help, it's the right move, and it mentions that about the deadline. So that's pretty much it. If you want to read in detail, you can read the prompt in the description, but this is the basics. And what's interesting here, there's a couple fun things we did. So you saw in the video there was slow talking, and you can see here in the prompt about how I talk with you, we define about talking slow. So the moment someone mentions the keyword speak and slow, then it defaults to the slowest speaking space that it can manage, and it does this behavior. So a problem we had is it was really hard to keep it talking slow and get it to talk slow. So we had to define it very specifically and also mention the duration, which you see here. And that's how the slow speed is handled. Now the other thing is transferring calls. So as you may have seen, there is a bunch of options here, and a really interesting one here is functions. The default one they have is end call, which is really important because you want it to be able to end the call so you don't have to pay a very high bill. And it can transfer calls as well. So you can add call transfer, and then you can mention the phone number, and you can mention the phone number. You only have to mention I want to transfer the call, and it will get triggered. You don't need to mention it in the prompt because it's one of the default functions. And then we added a frequently asked questions list in the knowledge base. And the other interesting thing is the webhook. In order to connect it with active pieces, we mentioned a webhook URL here of active pieces. And there's one more important thing. So with an agent, you want it to speak first. You don't want it to wait for a human to speak. That just doesn't make sense. So that's why you always usually want to put the AI speaks first here, and then you can test the audio. So before you publish it, you can just test the audio, see if it's working, doing what you want. As we can see here.
Hey, I'm Anna from For the People. I help people who might have faced unfair treatment at work, especially when it's about disability or health stuff. I'm an AI helper, not a lawyer or a real person, but I know the basics and can walk you through your options. First, can you tell me what's been happening?
Yes, so I've been discriminated at work, blah 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 blah. Well, you get the idea. You can have the conversation and just test it. When it's done, you can publish it and mention the version name. And then now we have an agent. How do you connect it to an actual phone number, right? You have to connect your number via SIP trunking. And then here you can mention the phone number, termination URI, blah blah blah. And basically the way this connects is, I like to use the following analogy. So when someone goes to google.com, we're all familiar with this concept of it's actually just a number like this. But for humans to be readable, it shows google.com. And that's happening because of a DNS server, which is pretty much handling this translation. Now, just like DNS maps this number to Google, so for us, in order for the phone number to map to this agent, so that when someone calls this phone number, they will talk to the agent. We have a termination URI. That's how it connects. And you'll need to set up a trunk, they call it a SIP trunk in Twilio, to configure this. So we go to Twilio, and once you make an account, you'll see United States, and then here you'll have to buy a phone number. Right, so how do we connect it to Twilio? Well, you make an account with Twilio, and then you get the paid version. You have to pay like 20 bucks. This allows you to make a whole lot of phone calls for many projects. And you need to do this, otherwise you'll get errors in the connection, which I had. It will literally say billing, as you can see here in call history. You can see here no valid payment. So if you want to avoid that, you have to pay retail. Next, you need to buy a phone number. You can go to phone numbers, manage, and then buy a number. And in here we chose the Netherlands phone number, and then needs voice SMS. This one you can turn off. And then I bought one of these numbers. Now the next step to get it working with termination ID is to create a SIP trunk. Now somewhere along this process you'll probably be asked to identify yourself, add your address. Now this is to avoid spam calling, so people won't abuse this service. Right, so let's get to the connecting it. Now in order to get the termination ID connected so we can make outbound calls, we need to create a SIP trunk. You can type it here. The UI in Twilio is kind of messed up. Some things are showing, some things are not, but then once you search for them it will start showing. So this one is called For the People. You can call it anything. I'm just recreating it to make it understandable for you. All of the things I'm doing here are defined in the documentation of how to connect Twilio to retail, which you can look into if you prefer. I'm just making it easy for you. So you have to enable this, and enable that as well. And then here is the interesting part with the termination. So this is the termination ID, and the one that we are going to, you can add a phone number, connect your number via SIP trunking, and then mention the agent in outbound call. And then here edit phone number settings. So I added the phone number, and then this is the termination URI, which is it was for the people.pstn.twilio.com. But you can use local versions which have better performance depending on where your calls are being made. So I chose this one. And then you have to add some authentication. So I already made one. I'm using this one from another project. And it's very important that you remember the username and password that you set here, because these are also needed here. And the next step is to actually test if the call is working. So make an outbound. Let me check this, save it. You can also add the origination in here, which is nice, but for this case it's not needed, as we're just making outbound calls. So if I type my own phone number here now, which I'm gonna call. This way you can test it. We can see the phone number it's being called. If I pick it up,
I'm Anna from For the People. I help people who might have faced unfair treatment at work, especially when it's about disability or health stuff. I'm an AI helper, not a lawyer or a real person, but I know the basics and can walk.
alright, so you can see it's working. It's properly connected. So this is the best case scenario. Now, some common errors. You can see every call you made in here in call history, which is really nice. And as we can see here, when I just tried it, I got a ton of issues. So no valid payment, that's the one because I didn't pay for Twilio. Then we have telephony provider permission denied, and there was also one with authentication. So authentication issue, that's because I used the wrong credentials for the zip trunk in here. And then we have telephony provider permission denied. Now this can be a really buggy one, a really annoying one. So basically we have geo permissions, which allow it to, when these are toggled off, sometimes some calls are not going through. So you can look for the country you want to call and then just toggle this. And I also toggled USA and United Kingdom because these are also relevant countries. I had USA because this is the main route it's taking, USA. That brings us to the end of the video. If you have any questions, put them in the comment section and I will answer every question. After building this voice agent, I built some more voice agents, and I found a way to easily get a voice agent prompt, and that also is a lot more efficient. If you want to know how to write an even better voice agent prompt, then you should watch the video where I explain how to build AI Santa voice agent, where I explain this in detail, and how you can use a custom GPT to write the prompt for you, which is a pretty good prompt to start from. If you like this video, it really helps for YouTube algorithm if you can give it a like and subscribe for more. And I see you in the next one.